You know, guys, you don't often hear, and we're often said, that you don't hear from scooterists when it comes to matters of road safety. And in fact, that's quite true. But we've had enough, and we've decided to join with the Independent Riders Group and motorcyclists all around Victoria to say no to this discrimination against motorcycles and scooters. I'm joined today by Craig Pond, and we represent the Victorian Scooter Riders Association, and that's made up of the 4 largest scooter clubs in Victoria. And we face very similar problems as you guys do as motorcyclists, and I just would like to talk about those today and share some things with you. The main issue that we see is what we call the law of the jungle. The law of the jungle is out there today on Victorian roads. What do we see? That the largest vehicles believe that they have the right of way. It doesn't matter if they're facing a stop sign or a give way sign. If it's a scooter or a motorcycle in the path, they won't give way. And I think we've all seen this. And they knock us off, they skittle us, and there's not much we can do about it. And the second important issue we see is the blame game. And that is, why is it whenever there's an accident with a motorcycle and a scooter, it's always the scooter or the motorcycle that gets the blame? Why is that? And yet we know, and we will hear more about this later from the Smithy campaign, that in most cases, and in fact more than 80% of the cases, when there's a fatality, it's not the motorcyclist or the scooter to blame, it's the bloody driver. And it's just not good enough. So what do we see? What has been proposed to help stop the law of the jungle? To help remove the blame game? Well, the proposals that we've seen are that we, as motorcyclists and scooterists, wear a fluorescent vest. Now, is that going to do any good? No! Yeah, we might laugh, but that is a proposal. And even worse, we see that they say that we should wear additional items of safety gear. How is that going to help in the law of the jungle? It doesn't matter what we're wearing. When they see us, they don't give way. They pay no respect to us. And even worse than that, we're forced to pay a safety levy. Motorcyclists and scooterists, all of us, are paying a safety levy. Why is that? When we know that in 80% of the cases of accidents, it's the cars that are at fault. The drivers. It's not the motorcyclists. Why are we paying the safety levy? Does anybody know? Yeah, neither do we.
We're an easy target.
So we have too many suggestions that are not going to help make the roads a safer place. Fluorescent vests are not going to do it. Making motorcyclists pay a safety levy isn't going to do it. Making us wear a front number plate isn't going to do it. And that's why we're here today, to say to these authorities, you're attacking the problem from the wrong end. What you need to do is to be talking to the motorcyclists and the scooterists, and we can tell you the things that you need to do. And I can tell you what, one of them isn't that we'll all look like idiots wearing fluorescent vests. I think also we need to be proactive as well, and not just reactive. Yes, we say no, but I think we need to put forward proposals and to let the authorities know what they should be doing. And even though they might not listen to us, we can't be deterred. We have to keep going. So I'm going to end this now by saying, let's say no to unfair discrimination against motorcyclists and scooterists, because together we can make a difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, Heather Ellis.
Thanks Stephen, and that unfair discrimination I've sort of seen firsthand as a member of Victoria's Motorcycle Advisory Group, which is appointed by the Victorian Government, and it's made up of 8 independent rider representatives and each of us have sort of had about 5 meetings with them now, and also individual meetings. At one of those meetings, James Holgate, the Director of Road User Safety, has said to us individually, we want to discourage people from taking up motorcycling, but we've failed miserably because there's more and more people riding motorcycles, and it's the obvious way to do recreationally and for commuting. 2 weeks ago though, I was stopped at a red light on my beloved Motor Guzzi V50, and a car driver ran into the back of me at the red light, and that was a case of, sorry madam, I didn't see you, and a high vis vest wouldn't have helped me at all. The guy wasn't even looking at the road. If I hadn't been there, he would have run the red light. Protective clothing, yes, that did help me because I went over the handlebars, and it was a single lane intersection, 8:30 in the morning on a Thursday, rush hour traffic. It's luckily I didn't get run over by something coming the other way, but as a result of wearing the protective clothing, I was okay. I was quite alright, but it shouldn't be made compulsory because police have got better things to do than to pull us up for not wearing a pair of gloves and boots and jacket and pants. And also, if I hadn't have been wearing, if this law came in and I hadn't have been wearing that protective clothing, and I hadn't been injured, TAC would say, oh, we're not covering you. This is what they're sort of looking at doing, to put basically putting all the onus back on the motorcyclist rather than the car drivers to be aware of other road users. They're not running over pedestrians and cyclists, but they seem to be running over motorcyclists quite frequently. And it seems to me that the government, particularly Vic Roads and TAC, are trying to make the motorcyclists responsible for their own safety, and saying to the car driver that they don't need to look out for motorcyclists. So that if motorcyclists wearing a fluoro vest, and they should be looking out for them, and there should be